Today's roulette strategy being entered into our roulette tournament is called Bazinga, and it's presented to us by Electric Cap. We do not have a lot of roulette strategies left before we go into the knockout stages. So to get into that top 8, it's currently $240. Can Bazinga make it? Well, we're about to find out. Now, for this bet, you need to have 2 bets saved. Or sorry, for this strategy, you need to have 2 bets saved. I'll show you why in a moment. Well, you don't need to, but trust me, it's going to be a lot easier to do that. So with our $1,000 bankroll, let's jump straight into our Bazinga roulette system. Looks like this to start off with. We have $3 on 4 corners and $3 on a split. And you can see they're all covered around 17 and 20. So that 17 and 20 are going to be our jackpot numbers. Very common, 17 and 20 are people's favourite numbers. I think it's because they're like dead centre in the roulette wheel. On the roulette board. So it's quite common to see those as jackpot numbers. And that's exactly what Electric Cap has done with this Bazinga bet. Let's see what comes in here. Right, number 8 is a loser. So this is why you have 2 bets saved. When we lose, we're going to add $20 each time we lose. But not that way. We've got another one saved here, Bazinga Recovery. So click that. I'll zoom in and show you exactly what I've put on. So the Bazinga base bet has stayed exactly the same. $3 on those 4 corners and $3 on a split. The Bazinga Recovery is $7 on this 6 line, $6 on this 6 line, and $7 on this 6 line. I'll explain to you what that has done after the ball was spam. That's basically given us more winning numbers. 24 is a winner. We're going to reset. I'll tell you the resets and the progressions as well. So let me just reset that. Bazinga base. So when you're on the base bet, you have 12 numbers covered. Everything there that's touching a corner. I've got it written down here. So 12 numbers, 8 of them. There's going to be these 4 at the top and these 4 at the bottom. We're going to give $12 profit. Then you have 2 numbers, which is 14 and 23. Are going to give $39, and then our big jackpot numbers, obviously 17 and 20, are going to pay $93. That's just on that base bet. Oh, we would have liked that to go into 23, but it was in 10. So the progression, repeat and add that recovery. And what happens when you add that recovery? Instead of having just 12 winning numbers, you now have 18. Because everything that touches a bet. So before we had from 13 to 24 that were winning numbers. Now we have from 10 to 27 that are winning numbers. There's 18 numbers in there. Now 10, 11, 12, 25, 26 and 27 are now winners, but they don't pay a lot. They only pay $7 at this point here. So our progression is if we hit any corner bet, which that is, we're going to reset. This is doing okay so far. Oh, sorry, I was on the wrong scene. That we won that, and we're going to reset. I just zoom into the stats for you. We went from $4 down to $38 up. So when you hit those 12 base numbers, that's from 13 to 24, you are going to go down 1 recovery. So there could be a case here where we have the Bazinga base bet, and then we've had to progress quite a lot on the recovery. You just go down one of those recoveries. If you hit 10, 11, 12, 25, 26, or 27, it'll make more sense now when I've got the recovery on. So just repeat that. Add that Bazinga recovery. And if you hit those numbers 10, 11, 12, 25, 26, 27, so those are like our new additional wins, but they don't hit the corners. We need to win 2 of those before we drop a recovery base bet. It will make sense because I'm absolutely certain that we are not going to just be on 1 level of recovery at some point in this video. Here we go. So we're going to repeat this and add another Bazinga recovery, that $20. So what we've done there, we have added another 7, 6, 7. So when you add 7, 6, 7, you are adding $22 profit or $22 return onto that 10, 15, 25, 22, 27, and you're adding $16 profit to that 16, 21. Now last spin is the same, but this spin we have 18 numbers that will return money. 17 is a jackpot. Boom, look at that, $113. Fantastic. Right, you need those big bazingas. Otherwise, you're not going to do well, obviously. I mean, you can still do reasonably well if you start hitting these corners. So if it lands from 13 to 24, or the middle dozen, you are going to do okay. You're going to do pretty good. But because a lot of money is heavily weighted on 14, 17, 20, and 23, you're going to need to hit those. Otherwise, you're not going to do too well. Wow, back-to-back jackpots. $206 in profit. So that was the base bet. Jackpot pays $93 profit. Let's just make sure that my numbers are correct. We were 113 and now we're on 206. Yeah, $93 profit. Another 17 would be pretty good. So hitting 17 and 20 at any time is great. Still got a long way to go though. And when we're at that base bet, this is a lower coverage system than most of them. We're only on 12 winning numbers. So we can expect to lose 2 times for every 1 time that we win. Right, we repeat the bet. We lost it, so we get our Bazinga recovery. So it is a pretty simple system. If you lose, you add your Bazinga recovery, which is at $20. 7, 6, 7. If you hit one of those 12 winning numbers, you come down a Bazinga recovery. And if you hit the 10, 11, 12, 25, 26, or 27, you need to hit them twice before you come down. Right, we lost that. Repeat. Add another $20. And also, Electric Cap says, where have I written it? Oh, there it is. Jackpot numbers go back 2 or reset if you're in session profit. Got quite a lot of notes, although I don't think it's that. I've got a lot of notes because I've got a lot of different payouts, and I wrote down like how much each of them pay out. Okay, repeat. Add a base bet. Going to be interesting to see what the recovery is like because we are $100 down from session profit. We were at 206. Remember, we need to hit these twice or the corner bets once to go down. We are slightly less favourite to win every spin. 18 winners. Well, that's a good one. That's a great one, actually. 206. So we're going to go down 1 level. We're at 75. Now we're at 55. Should that be a complete reset? I don't know if that should be a complete reset. Electric Cap has said on a jackpot number, which 14 isn't a jackpot, 17 and 20 is a jackpot. So I don't think I'm supposed to go down 2 levels. It would have made sense to go down 2 levels there. Or session profit reset. We'll see. Okay, that's a small win. I don't know what to do, guys. That's session profit or session profit reset. Right, session profit reset. I'm confused. The reason why I'm confused is because in the instructions, it was specifically talking about jackpot numbers. Hit a jackpot number, go down 2 levels, or if in session profit, reset. I'm assuming at any point in session profit reset, because that would be the most sensible. So I've done it and I'll continue to do it. I think that's just safer. Like some guy there saying 17 is my favorite number. Exactly what I was saying. Everybody loves 17. All right, repeat. It was a good job I did reset because that would have been a loser. And add that Bazinga recovery. So for anybody that got confused then, including myself, normally what landed 26, you would have to hit 2 of those before you go back a level. But because we're in session profit, we just completely reset, which I think makes the most sense. Probably the smarter way to play it. Guys, if you're going to try this out yourself, obviously you can decide if you want to reset. We're on $55 bets, so they weren't massive. So you could have gone again, but you got to be a little bit safe, haven't you? You don't want to always. You want to reset when you can, is the point I'm trying to make. Repeat and add a recovery. So if I hadn't have reset, let's go to these numbers. So we hit that. We're on a $55 bet. If I hadn't reset, we'd be on a $75 bet here. Missed. Be on a $95 bet. Does that mean that we'd be on a $115 bet now? Have I counted too many times? We'd be on about a $100 bet. We're on a $55 bet at the moment. I say it in a lot of my videos. Don't be too aggressive with your resets. If you get clocked on 14.20, yes. Look at that. That's going to be a big one, guys. 310 in profit. Reset. That's a nice area of the wheel, isn't it? Where are we? There, 2014. Those two numbers, either of them are fantastic. By the way, did I mention? You guys might be thinking, what is going on here? I fractured my arm playing football, but there's one thing that I can probably still do pretty well with one arm is play online roulette. I think I use one arm anyway, so it doesn't make much of a difference. Might be a bit slower getting around. Can't celebrate too heavy. But yeah, fractured my arm playing football, but I can still enjoy online roulette. Enjoy responsibly, of course. Repeat, add that base bet. So, I mean, it's hard to understand the stats because you go from 12 numbers to then 18 numbers. So, obviously, depending on how long you're in recovery for, depends how many winning numbers you normally have. But a step deeper is obviously our jackpots. And we've hit 3 jackpots already. We've hit 17 twice and 20 once. And I think we hit 14 at some point as well, didn't we? So certainly been on the lucky side in terms of the numbers that have come in so far. That is a loser, so we're going to repeat and add that Bazinga recovery. I would love to hit 14, 17, 20 and 23. They're going to be fantastic for us. But I would like to see how we recover the regular way. If we can start hitting 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 22 and 24. So we can go back a unit and just see how that plays out. See if Electric Cap has considered that outcome happening. Oh, 16, yeah, I asked for 16, I got 16. So that's a $55 bet and it returned 99. So that was a $55 bet. We go back a level to a $35 bet. $35 bet. We're not in session profit. 310, 304. So that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. It's going to happen again, though. If we hit 10, 11, 12, 25, 26, or 27, we are going to make $7 profit. and that will actually send us into session high, which means we reset. Even though I've been saying you've got to win 2 before you come down. In... Oh my goodness me. Hit another good one. This could go to the top of the leaderboard if it carries on like this. Electric Cap. I am enjoying myself, and obviously this strategy is doing well. I just want to make sure the audience knows. I'm pretty certain this is an anomaly. Or what's the word? This is going better than it should do. If anyone plays this for 20 spins, I think you'd be quite lucky to be $365 up. 14's come out twice, 17's come out twice, 20's come out once. I mean, I'm not complaining. Please don't think I'm complaining. I just want to make sure people can appreciate it probably doesn't always go this well. Pete, get that base bet on. So something interesting. Hopefully we never find out. But at some point, if we're adding 7 here and 6 here, if we go on like a big losing streak, add 7, add 6, add 7, add 7, add 6, add 7, at some point 14 and 23 will actually pay more than 17 and 20 because they've got that extra money on the 6 line. They've got 15 will do. So win 1 and go back a level, which is essentially a reset. Yeah, I don't really know when that kicks in. So at the moment, with this bet, you've got $39 profit on 14 and 23 and $93 on 17 and 20. So at this level, 17 and 20 pay a lot more than 14 and 23. But if you think about it, each time you're adding $22 or you're adding $16 profit, so it's going to increase by 8. So after about 5 or 6 progressions, 14 and 23 are actually going to be your biggest numbers to win. That's a good one. That's a $12 profit. We'll take that. Just repeat the bet. So let's go back into our stats. Assuming we were always on 18 numbers, which we are not. Right now we're on 12 numbers. If we were always on 18 numbers, these stats would be pretty fair. But because for quite a few of these spins we've been on 12 numbers, we're definitely on the lucky side. In every imaginable metric that you can measure here, jackpot numbers, win to loss ratio, we are riding our luck. We've just hit another one. This is flying. Repeat the bet. So for you guys that are obviously not going to be playing tournaments or not have particular spins, like a spin number in mind, most of you, myself included, will have like a profit target and then go. Honestly, I probably would have just gone here at $206 when we went 17-17. I think that would be a good time to go. Now, obviously, I'm thankful that we haven't gone. We've made $435. Oh, that was almost in 17, which would have been a bit of a joke. So yeah, we've played on. We've made a bit more money so far. Let's repeat that and get our recovery bet on. 25 spins in, so we still have 12 spins. Now, what's good about this is we are only increasing our bet by $20 each time. So even if we do hit a bit of a losing streak, which we never really did, it shouldn't get out of control too much. Watch what happens now. But obviously we're not doubling, we're not increasing everything, we're just adding $20 a time. So that's a loser. Repeat the bet. Add our Bazinga recovery. So right now, Electric Cat is thinking, I just want to hit any winner. Because unfortunately, lose 55. lose 75, lose 95, lose 115. Now, I know I've just said it doesn't get out of control too quickly in terms of the bets sizes, but if you start hitting those losers, that's a lot of money out of your bankroll gone. 13 will work. Is that session profit? No. Yeah, it is. 435, 441. How did that work? Bazinga base. Ah, so you only need to hit that once. Confused myself. How many losers did we have? 1, 2 losers. Ah, because 13 touches that 7 instead of that 6, doesn't it? So we'd have actually won that if I didn't reset. Because in the recovery, we have extra winning numbers. That's interesting, isn't it? So if I hadn't reset, 12 would have actually been a winner. But I said at the start, from his instructions, I'm resetting after session profit. 441 was our session high. Okay, that's a small win. A very small win. $7 profit. Just repeat the bet. Yeah, if this doesn't fall apart at the end, we've got a new contender in the top 8. And what's interesting about this strategy is it can do very well in 20 spins. Now it can do terribly in 20 spins, I'm imagining. But because of those big jackpot numbers, if it hits one of those in 20 spins, it could easily progress through to the next level. 21's a good one. That's going to be session profit, session high, and we reset. Let's go back to those stats. We were at 441. We lost, hit a small winner, then hit a good one, and we're at 461. I mean, so far, it hasn't really been put to the test in terms of recovery mode, but so far the recovery has been good, and I think it's well thought out. So you could make the argument I reset and that would have been a winner. That's happened twice now. You could make the argument that this has got it all. And what I mean by that is it's got its big jackpot numbers. Like you're really rooting for 17 and 20. To be honest, you're really rooting for 14 and 23 as well. It's got its steady wins. So it's got from 10 to 15 and 22 to 27. Nice steady wins. And it seems to have a reasonable recovery as well. So I can't really think of anything that I would change on this. Oh, that wanted to go into 17 for a little bit. Okay, repeat and get that Bazinga recovery. The only issue that I can think of is if you're not playing at an online roulette, if you're not playing online roulette, or if you're playing, I don't know why you would be, but if you are playing at a table that doesn't let you save your bets, it's going to be a bit fiddly because, especially when you're coming down a level, at the moment it's easy. Bazinga base bet plus however many recoveries we need to put on. That's good. That's not session profit. So we were at 55. We're going to go to 35. Yeah, so that is a great example of why having the bet saved is just so easy. I was at base bet plus 2 recoveries. Now I know I need to go to base bet plus 1 recovery, and that's what I do with the save bets. Whereas if you didn't have them saved, you'd have to go 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and it would be a bit of a mess. I don't think you'd have time. 17, go on. Oh, I'd love to hit another big one. another one on. I think, I don't want to speak too soon. What are we on there? 34. So we've got another 3 spins. 55, 75, 95. Could it fall out of the top 8? I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Keep my mouth shut. Because I'm unsure if this is guaranteed in the top 8 yet. Everything has come down to like the last couple of spins. 23. Oh. All right, we're on a bit of a losing streak. Repeat. Add a base recovery. So we're on our $75 bets. I say a losing streak. We actually did win that 18, but it's not a reset. It was just down a level. So that was a loser, loser. So upper level, winner, down a level, loser, loser. That's why our bets are at $75. Okay, that's a little win. $75 bet returns 126. Just going to repeat that bet. Remember, 2 of those to go back a step. 10, 11, 12, 25, 26, 27, because they don't touch that original Bazinga bet. 2 of those before you go back a level. This is our last spin, guys. So yes, it is guaranteed to be in the top 8. Well done, Electric Cap. How big a score are you going to get? A big one. 494 this finished on. Very good. 18 wins, 19 losses. Probably on the lucky side because we had 12 numbers covered quite often. I enjoyed that. I do think we got on the lucky side with those jackpot numbers. But not Bazinga, Electric Cap, thank you for that submission. You will be going through to the knockout stages for sure. I think we've only got 2 strategies left. Let me know what you think of that one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.